Welcome to Overview of Rating Systems. In the last introduction, we talked about the why of rating systems, and the diagram that you see here is actually an expression of taking care of future generations through the decisions that we make now and expressing our ethical core, our foundation for goodness or altruism. All of these rating systems really stand as a proxy for protecting and regenerating the natural world. And so it's really an expression of our deepest ethical core. In this lecture, we're going to go through the structure of these systems to understand how they're organized, and that will give us a deeper understanding of how they're going to be successful. First thing we want to understand is who is certifying the rating system, meaning that you go all through this trouble to make a green building, and then who's actually going to certify it? Well, it's actually not so clear, and it varies. So for example, you might have a first-party certification, which is where an organization actually self-reports its progress and puts it out there in the world to make certain claims. There's also third-party rating systems or metrics or standards, and here you have some sort of authoritative body that makes a call on whether your building is going to be sustainable or not. Obviously, if you're looking for credibility, third-party is pretty important. Now, rating systems also have something called attributes, and attributes are really environmental, energy, and different aspects of what they're measuring and how they're going to certify those. And those can be understood as single attribute systems where they're just looking at one thing like air quality. Or a multi-attribute system like, say, the LEED rating systems, for example, will look at air, water, energy, etc. Then we have our tiers, and tiers reflect the level of qualifications that we can meet. We have single-tier rating systems where we're just looking at you either get it or you don't. It's pretty simple. But we also have multi-tiered rating systems where we can begin to think about bronze, silver, gold, or high, medium, low. Every rating system, or most rating systems, use a multi-tiered system. Gives you a little bit more flexibility. And then finally, one of the things I'm interested in is the type of rating system. Some rating systems are based on absolute metrics. You either meet the requirement or you don't. Or you have relative standards, which are used against the baseline. So how much better did I do against the baseline? And when we cover some of the rating systems in the next couple of weeks, you'll see examples of both kinds of systems. And so that was as a way of reviewing what we looked at right there. We can think of rating systems as having first or third party review, as having single or multiple attributes, as having single or multi levels, and then we can have absolute or relative systems. Choosing the right metric can make or break a sustainable design project. So these kinds of knowledge will help us do that in a very effective way. In conclusion, I want to say that these rating systems that we're going to be covering over the next 2 weeks really have been carefully considered by very, very smart people, and usually in multidisciplinary groups. They've also been vetted by thousands of people. So when you complain about the LEED rating system, for example, keep in mind that hundreds, if not thousands of people have worked on that system, and it's been placed here and it's evolved over time to become what it has to really benefit society in very meaningful ways. And I suggest rather than being skeptical about these or being annoyed, remember that clients choose to use these because they need to help organize their efforts. It's not a code or a zoning code where you're forced to do these things. And certainly from a sustainability perspective, the rating systems serve as an advocate for the natural world, for protecting ecosystem services, and really for protecting our future. So I'm looking forward to going through some of the more adventurous rating systems here in the next set of videos.